Okay guys, so I'm here talking more NBA and more specifically, this is gonna be the third part of my Eastern Conference preview. And today, I'm gonna talk about the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks. Now, the Detroit Pistons last year went 29-53. They finished 11th in the Eastern Conference. But during the offseason, the Detroit Pistons were able to upgrade their roster dramatically. They acquired Josh Smith, who is an athletic forward. They acquired a scoring guard in Brendan Jennings, and they were able to get a player/coach in Chauncey Billups. Now, I believe the Detroit Pistons can be the 5 seed, and here's why. On the offensive end, this team is gonna be predicated on spacing. I believe the Bill Simmons and Jalen Rose preview said that also. It's gonna be predicated on whether Josh Smith can play from the elbow down, from the elbow to the post, and Greg Monroe stays in the elbow, while Brendan Jennings plays from the perimeter and primarily slashes through the paint. I think also the key to this offense is going through Greg Monroe. Even if he's not the best player out of those three, I think he's the key to this offense. Because if he's able to draw double teams, that opens up the lane for both Josh Smith and Brendan Jennings. Greg Monroe last year averaged 16 points per game and 6.9 rebounds. Like I said, even though he got the best, I think the offense should go through him just so he could open up stuff for everybody else. The one person who I think will most benefit from being on this team is Brendan Jennings, and here's why. You can realistically say that he's gonna be the third option on this team. Because when Greg Monroe is getting double teamed, I think he's gonna kick it out to a guy like Josh Smith and let him drive it to the lane. Subsequently, I think defenses are gonna pay more attention to Josh. That leaves stuff wide open for Brendan Jennings to score the basketball. Brendan Jennings last year averaged 17.5 points per game with 6.5 rebounds. And he shot 37 0.5% from three. For his career, he averaging 17 points per game with 5.7 assists and shooting 35.4%. So I think Brendan Jennings can realistically average 20 plus points just simply because defenses are going to be focusing on Greg Monroe and Josh Smith. And I think he's going to explode this year. Now, the only question that I have with the Detroit Pistons is whether this offense is gonna have a lot of isolation offense. Like, they pass the ball to Brendan Jennings and he keeps it. In order for the Detroit Pistons to be successful, they just can't be a bunch of one-man crews. They need to have a lot of ball movement, find the open man, draw double and triple teams, and then kick it out. Because if you have a lot of isolation offense, that's gonna be horrible when it comes to the Detroit Pistons. Also, I have questions about who's gonna be the backup point guard. I would like a backup point guard to be Peyton Sheba, just simply because he could provide a spark plug off the bench and he knows how to distribute the basketball. And 31.2 minutes per game at Louisville last year, he averaged 10 points and 5.7 assists. If you give him about 20 or 25 minutes, I think he could average about 7 or 8 points and about 4 assists, and he'll give Brendan Jennings a nice breather. The only reason why I don't put Chauncey Billups as a backup point guard is just simply because with all his injuries the past 2 years, I think the best thing for Chauncey is to be a spot-up shooter. Shoot the three, shoot the 20-foot jump shot, and let him play 10 to 15 minutes a game. That's what's best for him. But ultimately, I think this team will be a 5 seed. And like I said, in order to be successful, this offense has to run through Greg Monroe, even though he's the realistically the good option if you look at it. Now guys, I'm gonna preview the Knicks. Okay guys, so now I'm here to preview the New York Knicks. And the New York Knicks last year went 54-28. They were second in the Eastern Conference, but got bounced out in the conference semis by the Indiana Pacers. Going into this year, though, the Knicks still haven't addressed one of their big problems, and that problem is getting a player who can score and likes to attack the basket. That way, things can open up for the 3-point shooters. Instead, the New York Knicks go out and acquire another shooter, and Andrea Bargnani, while he can score the basketball, he's more of a face-up big man who likes to shoot the three. Andrea Bargnani last year averaged 12.7 points per game with 3.7 rebounds, shooting 30.9% from three. For his career, he's averaging 15.2 points and 4.8 rebounds, shooting 36.1% from three. So as you can see, he gives you a little bit of a scoring boost, but he doesn't help Carmelo attract defenses into the paint. That way can stay open up for the other 3-point shooters. Instead, defenses are now even more gonna focus on the 3-point line. And that's a problem. I think the Knicks are gonna have a problem scoring since they can't attack the basket and open up things. Another question that I have for the New York Knicks is whether J.R. Smith is gonna be able to do what he did last year. Last year, he averaged 18.1 points per game with 5.3 rebounds. But for his career, he averages 13.2 points per game with 3.2 rebounds. I think it's key for J.R. Smith to do what he did last year, but unfortunately, I think he might regress to his career averages. He's basically a squeaky scorer. Some nights he could score 40, some nights he could score 8 points. So he's a squeaky shooter as well as a squeaky 3-point shooter. J.R. Smith for his career is shooting 36.7% from three. So he likes to shoot the three. Now to the positive with the Knicks. I think this is gonna be a hellacious defense to deal with, especially if you put this lineup out there. Raymond Falcon, who's an okay defensive player. Iman Shumpert, who's a very, very good defensive player. Carmelo Anthony at the small forward, who can be an okay defender, and then Kenyon Martin and Tyson Chandler. That's gonna be a front court to deal with. I think the key for the Knicks is to play good, very good to great defense. Oh, I forgot Meta World Peace. Actually, slide Melo to the floor and put Meta at the three. So it'll be Raymond Falcon, Shumpert, World Peace, Melo, and Chandler, with occasionally Kenny Martin. But I think the key for the Knicks is to hold teams at about 88 to 92 points, play good defense, have Tyson Chandler be what he used to be 2 years ago, and I'll pull that up in a second, and be hard-nosed, rebound the ball very, very well, and play some good defense. That's the only way the New York Knicks can have success. Now, Tyson Chandler, two years ago, for the New York Knicks, was the defensive player of the year. He averaged 11.3 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks with 1.4 steals. He needs to be dominant, lock down the paint, and make sure when people try to go into the paint that he stops them. But ultimately, because the Knicks have no second option who can help them attack the basket while scoring, I think this is Carmelo's last year in New York. I think he's gonna wanna win titles, and he's gonna say, we can't get rid of Amari, so there's no cap space. So he's gonna say, let me look at what other teams have to offer me. Ultimately, I see the New York Knicks being a 6 seed at about 42-40, just barely over 500. They might be just at 500 because they have nobody who can attack the basket. So that's it for right now, guys. Peace.